أعزائي طلاب وطالبات الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا بيكم في حلقة جديدة من مادة الفيزياء باللغة الإنجليزية. معاكم مستر أحمد عبد الراضي على قناة مدرستنا 3. Welcome dear student. In this episode we will cover the first lesson in chapter 2, which is equations of motion. So let's get started. So before we start, equations of motion. So in equations of motion we will deal with the same concept that we dealt with before. Acceleration, time, displacement, and velocity. So what is velocity? What is the rule of velocity? We said velocity is the change of displacement over the change in time. And we said also the average velocity equals total displacement over total time. And we said that acceleration equals the change in velocity delta v or v final minus v initial over delta t or delta time or the change in time. So is this enough for solving all problems? هل ده هيكون كافي ان احنا نحل كل المسائل اللي هتقابلنا؟ اكيد لا. لازم ناخد حاجة تانية جديدة هتتعامل مع نفس المصطلحات دي اسمها equations of motion. And we have 3 equations of motion. 3 equations of motion we will find acceleration or displacement or even velocity. طيب تعالوا نبدأ ونشوف هنتعامل مع الجزء ده ازاي. So the first equation number 1, which is called velocity time equation. So how to prove this equation? So let's start with rule that we know this rule. Acceleration equals v final minus v initial over t final minus t initial. Yes, this is the rule for acceleration. And we said that v final minus v initial equals at, cross multiplication. بس عملنا cross multiplication vf minus vi اسمها t. tf minus ti, t final minus t initial, t final minus t initial, still delta t or time in general. So it will be multiplied by a, which is equal v final minus v initial, and v initial will be moved to the other side by positive sign. So it will be vi equals vf equals vi plus at. So the first equation of motion, the same as the rule of acceleration. So in case of acceleration, we said acceleration equals v final minus v initial over time, over delta time. So v final will be equal v initial plus at. v initial plus at, and this is the first equation of motion. So let's see a graph about the first equation of motion. The graph of the first equation of motion in case of a body's motion with a uniform acceleration that was started to be observed when the body was at rest. At rest means what? At rest means the object initial velocity or vi or the first velocity is 0, equals 0. So the graph will start from the origin point. And we said the object is moving by a uniform acceleration or a uniform positive acceleration. ليه positive acceleration? Because it started the motion from rest and increasing its velocity by equal values or equal amounts through equal periods of time. طيب ده معناه ايه؟ معناه ان الجراف هيكون straight line. الستريت لاين ده passing by the origin point.